Happy video day, guys. Christina Brooke here. Today we are doing a get ready with me. So we're going to be doing a second installment to the series that I started last month, which is talking about a current subject while using makeup. And I had told you guys in that last video that what I wanted to do was use one brand and like highlight some of my favorite products from them. But in this particular video, we're going to be using all celebrity owned brands because I was trying to come up with the concept of what we were going to talk about this month, and last month somebody had a really interesting question, and I said, ooh, that's the topic for next month. So if you guys didn't watch last month's video, I'm going to go ahead and link it up here, but basically we talked about the closing of Becca, what has been happening with a lot of brands that are struggling. We also talked about the rise of indie brands and stuff that's happening in the makeup industry right now, and you know, I just give you guys my thoughts on everything. And somebody commented a very interesting comment, and I was like, ooh, that's gonna be fun. So today we're gonna be talking about whether I think it's smart to launch a brand in this unstable climate, as well as the rise of celebrity-owned brands. So that is everything we're gonna talk about today. It's a very interesting subject. I had a lot of things going through my mind about it. So yeah, today we're going to be using all celebrity owned products. I've got stuff from Fenty, which is Rihanna's brand. I have the new About Face, which is Halsey's brand. I have some Haus Beauty, which is Lady Gaga. Kat Von D, which is actually not Kat Von D anymore, but it was Kat Von D at one time, so I'm going to use that. We got Flower Beauty, which is Drew Barrymore. Florence by Mills, which is owned by a celebrity, good, I don't remember the name. And yeah, got a lot of stuff. Rare Beauty, Selena Gomez. I'll tell you guys the names of the brands as we use them, but if you guys haven't done so already, please hit subscribe. I'm going to be doing these type of videos every single month or even more. I mean, if you guys have interesting subjects you guys want to talk about, I love to give my opinions. So let's get into it. Okay, so first thing, I have nothing on my face except for Brows Benefit Brow Pencil because I used to have a Fenty one and it ran out and never repurchased it, so I don't have a celebrity-owned brow product. And I also always use my Bobbi Brown corrector, so I do have some corrector underneath my eyes. That's what I have on my face. I put a serum on earlier, but that's it. But the first product we are going to use today is the Fenty new skin tint. You guys know, if you guys didn't see my review, I didn't really love this. And I tried this the next day and I still look terrible. But I decided let's use it in this video. This is a brand new product. It's super hyped up. Some people love it, some people don't. And I fall into the category of the people who are not really in love with this. Some of you guys have given me your feedback on what I should do different to see if it works better for me. But I will say, as of this moment, I think that this product was designed for a younger generation. I think once you start hitting your mid-30s stuff, I think that you might not like this no more because it just doesn't look good on more mature skin. I think if you're 18 and you have flawless skin, I think you're gonna love this. But I think as you start getting some wrinkles, I think that's where you're gonna be like, there's so much better stuff. But I'm gonna try it again. I'm using you guys your suggestions. I'm gonna use some of your suggestions, and the first suggestion was for me to go ahead and put on a pore filling primer with it, and I will. I didn't like the way it looked on my forehead, so we're gonna prime up the forehead, and I didn't like the way it looked on my cheek area, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some primer right here. So let's prime up the face and we'll start using the primer. So I'm attempting this with a prime face. I'm also not going to try to build this up too much because last time I think that's kind of what destroyed it. So we're just going to apply it to the skin and see what happens. And I'm going to use a sponge because some of you guys said use a sponge. So the first thing I want to address is whether I think it was a smart idea for brands to release products right now or to launch a whole brand in the middle of all of this craziness going on. And you know, in all honesty, guys, if you really think about it, I have seen a lot of indie brands coming out more now, or brands that are smaller kind of really coming out with more products. One thing that I think, and I said this in my last video, I do want to let you guys know these are all my thoughts. So just so you know, this is just me chit-chatting with my friends on what I think is going on. So I did say in my last video when we talked about the rise of the indie brands, one of the things that I thought that was interesting is that a lot of indie brands are coming out with a lot of products right now. And my personal opinion on that, and I did kind of touch on this in the last video, is that while all of the big brands were having to be closed down because of the crazy Miss Rona and everything that happened, the indie brands continued to work, because a lot of indie brands are either, you know, self-funded. It's like one person or maybe a few people working, very small businessy, and a lot of small businesses that could continue to run during this climate, they kept on running. I mean, my family owned business, we kept things going. Like, there was no shutdown really for us. We had to keep things going. So I think that some brands that were able to work from home, were able to continue things going, they continued working. Now, when you start getting into like these bigger companies, like I'll give an example of a big company like a Too Faced, or you know, maybe even Estee Lauder, maybe those larger scaled companies have the finances to actually close down shop and pay their employees like not to work. Like, here, I'm gonna give you guys paychecks, but we're not coming up with concepts right now. Like, we are literally just gonna stay home, and little by little we'll start implementing work standards, but for right now everybody stay home. Whereas I think like a lot of like the smaller brands, maybe even Natasha Denona, like smaller brands were probably like, all right, guys, we're going to go home, but we're going to keep on working. We need to still hit these deadlines, because to them, having a launch is super important. If they skip their spring launch of 2021, that could like kill their brand. Imagine their competitors are so big. Their competitors can come out with 15 different products in one launch, whereas they need to come out with like 1 or 2 really good products that stand out. So they can't skip a launch. Like, it's very difficult for a small brand to skip a season and then still keep going, you know? So I feel like they just kept on going and going and going and going. And so the reason I think you're seeing a lot of indie products, it's just that they continued production, they continued working, and they're the ones that are launching a lot of products right now because they actually have products to launch, whereas some of the bigger companies don't. Maybe this looks a little better with the sponge, but it's so weird. Like, I'm going like this and I feel like it's like picking up the product. Like, why is that happening? You guys see that? I go like this and then like I'll have like little streaks where I put the sponge. This is a very, very strange product. I know some people love it. I am still not loving this, but I will say with the sponge, it looks a lot better. I just don't understand why I'm getting like these little residue spots that I have to keep on fixing. But the coverage with the sponge like literally made this super light coverage, like extremely light, like almost skin-like, whereas when I used my fingers, I actually got medium coverage. But I'm still having the problem at my nose where it's thicking right here. It looks less dry on the forehead with the sponge. This is a moist sponge, plus I put pore filling primer on. But like for the coverage that I have right now, I don't feel like I needed to work so hard. Like pore filling primers, make sure your sponge is wet, don't use your fingers. Like, for being such an easy product, like this is supposed to be so easy to put on, I had to work to get a nice light coverage that almost didn't cover anything. Like, I don't know. And it's not like it's like beautiful right now. It's like, it's okay. I might just kill it right now, but I'm going to try to see if I can add some coverage just here. I'm not going to touch the forehead area, to see if I could just cover some of this discoloration I've got going on. I decided to eat a whole Hershey's bar the other day and trying to pretend to myself that Hershey's don't give me breakouts. You know, I already know chocolate breaks me out, and I pretend like I don't. My point in saying this about the indie brands is that a lot of people were saying like launching new brands. I think that some of the new brands that have launched have actually not been as many indie brands. I think it's just a lot of people are seeing indie brands that maybe they didn't know 100% existed because they got drowned out by the big companies. Like, they got drowned out by the Too Faced release or the Urban Decay release. Like, they were just not seen as much. And now, since there's less people releasing things, it's like Give Me Glow Cosmetics is being featured. I'm starting to see a lot more stuff from Melt Cosmetics being featured, even though they are sold at Sephora, they are smaller. The Danessa Mavericks brand is being showcased at Sephora too. So I think like some of these brands, they've been around for a little bit. We just didn't hear about them because they kind of got drowned out by the bigger brands. So I don't think that it's like indie brands are like launching like crazy. I think it's more like we're seeing a lot of indie brands that we never saw before. So let's use some Rare Beauty. See if I can help out this very light coverage that I've got going here. So I'm going to just put on a little bit more concealer than I typically do because I don't feel like Yeah, I'm gonna have to use this to like spot conceal all of this redness that did not get covered. And you know, it's strange because when I use tinted moisturizers or skin tints, which I think that means tinted moisturizer, usually I think that they kind of just even my skin, and this one I just feel like it kind of gives you coverage, but it gives you coverage, but it leaves a pretty good amount of redness. Like, I don't know. I feel like the Bare Minerals one to me just evens my skin better. But anyway, so the concealer that I'm using right now is from Selena Gomez, and it's the Rare Beauty concealer. Like, Rare Beauty, that line is really, really good. I really honestly love Selena Gomez's line so far. I think they give really quality products, and even though a celebrity owns the brand, I don't think it's like just fast makeup. I think it's very well thought out, and I honestly really like the brand so far. She's given me a very good impression with all of her launches, that from all her launches, they're very well made and good, consistently good products. Nothing has been like a super flop. Everything's just been either good or very good. So I'm happy with the Selena Gomez brand. Rare Beauty is really good. So if you do have a brand and you're launching right now, I don't think it's bad. I actually think it's kind of smart, because what have we kind of said already? There's less competition. All the big brands are not releasing products right now. Trend Mood on Instagram, all the YouTubers that are waiting for products, everybody is looking for something to feature. And if the big brands aren't coming out with stuff, if you launch a brand right now or you launch a product, people are going to jump at it because they're like, oh, cool, I want to see that. Whereas another time, maybe you would have been overlooked because you would have been overshadowed. So I am not shocked that brands are releasing right now. I actually think it's kind of smart in a way. I'm going to use the Fenty Cream Bronzer. This product is amazing from Fenty. I love the cream bronzer. It's one of my favorite products that they have released. Now, one of the things that I have noticed, and I think that this just goes with what I was talking about, it's difficult to launch a brand right now. Okay, so it's not like, oh my goodness, there's less competition, everybody go and do it. There's a problem, okay? So financially, to launch a brand is very expensive. And right now, people are not financially doing great. You know, you need to have a lot of capital, and you're basically taking a risk because you do not know if people are going to buy. When things are going really, really good, so the industry is hot, you know that a lot of products are being sold, people are spending their money left and right, but right now, that is not the case. People are a little bit more cautious with their money. People might not spend as much as they were in a different time. So yes, there is less competition, but there's also less spending. You know, and I know this, I've seen it, you know, people are buying less. But if you're an indie brand and if you're a smaller brand and you decide, yes, I want to launch now, I have less competition, it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. It just depends, because you have to be very confident in your launch because people are not going to buy as much. So if your launch is very, very good, there's a chance that you might hit it. Like, you might be like knock out of the park success, or you could be making a huge mistake, right? So that's where we get into the celebrity brands. Now this is, I mean, guys, you know, when it comes to celebrities, it just makes so much sense to me that they would all be launching brands right now. I don't think that there is one manager of a celebrity right now saying, hold your money and don't launch a brand. Because celebrities have a lot of money. They've got a lot of capital, okay? So for them to be able to launch a brand in the middle of a really bad situation for a lot of people is not shocking. They have the money to do it. And it is a good time to do it because they don't have the competition of the bigger brands. So you guys see how amazing this bronzer is? Like, literally, this bronzer has made this tinted moisturizer looks so much better. I love the way that a cream bronzer looks on top of the tinted moisturizer. So far, things are going in a better direction than they did before. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the Fenty Cream Blush, and this is in the color Coolberry. It's a very pretty blush, a little bit pigmented. I'm just gonna kind of just dab this on. So it's not shocking to me that we're seeing all these brands come out. We're seeing J.Lo come out with a skincare brand. Obviously, these things were under production for a while, but they're not holding their launches. They're probably like, launch now. In the summer of last year, that would have been super risky, I think, even for a celebrity brand. But right now, like in this current climate from like January on, I don't think it's as risky anymore. I don't think it's as risky anymore. I think that they're getting a lot of eyes on them, and they have the capital to really pump the advertising, and there's not that much competition. So that looks really nice. I like this cream blush too. I think I like the Rare Beauty one a little bit more than the Fenty one, but definitely these two products are huge wins for me. So I'm just gonna quickly set my face with the KVD powder. Like I said, I don't even know. I think that this one might be part of the originals, but I don't know. Because I'm actually washing all my brushes, so I'm just using random brushes that I never use, so excuse me. I'm just gonna set my face. So this is the translucent setting powder. I think that this is like the original one, so this was probably when Kat Von D was still in charge. So that's what we're gonna say. Just gonna set my face. I actually haven't set my face with this tinted skin tint thing, so let's see, maybe that'll help too. I have like some of the skin tint that didn't blend in good right here. Okay. So yeah, that powder's nice. I haven't used this in a long time. I think I used to have this powder. I mean, I think her brand always had really good products. So I'm also gonna quickly just put on, actually, you know what? Let's do my eyes really fast. Okay, so this one I'm actually pretty excited to use. So we're gonna play with this new product from About Face. So this is Halsey's new brand, and I can't even get this out of the box. Okay, so this is Halsey's new brand. Now these are interesting, okay? So these are gonna be like paints. They just remind me of a paint. So this is actually for the eyes, right? This is for the eyes. So we're gonna use it on the eyes. I think what I'm gonna do is kind of like an abstract liner with this, just to play with it. I think this is a very interesting product, but this is like, kind of like the Danessa Mavericks one, that I feel like it's kind of like one of those like artsy products that I don't think everybody will love. We'll keep on discussing what we're talking about after I do my eyes, because I want to kind of focus here. It does look like this product's drying pretty quickly. So I just got 2 of these brushes. These are from Bristles Beauty. They actually sent me these for free, and I've been really liking them. I've used them in a lot of videos, but I don't talk about them much, but they're really, really good. So I'm going to try to do like something graphic and cool, because you know, like that's like all the hype right now. So I'm just going to kind of like do a liner. All right. There's my graphic line. It's not perfect. I might be able to clean this up a little bit with concealer. It's just, I didn't know how fast this was gonna dry. Yeah, that product actually works pretty good for a graphic liner. It dries pretty quickly though. So you gotta work pretty fast, or, you know, it dries on you and then you gotta like redo it. So, all right, so there is my attempt at graphic liner. I don't have that much more time to perfect it because I already hear Lexi awake. So can't waste too much more time because we've got to finish off the video. It does work nice. I don't think I'm gonna like this as a all over lid shade. I think it dries way too quick, and I think it's like fun to play like graphic fun looks, but I don't see anybody like loving it just to like put on their lids. It feels a little bit too drying. I think it's fun for like this, like if you want to try the graphic liner idea, you probably like it, but like all over the lid, probably not. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of Flower Beauty highlight, and I really love Flower Beauty. Flower Beauty's been out for a long time. I feel like it's been a long time. And Drew Barrymore actually owns this brand, and I think she does a really nice job with the brand. It's not super talked about. I don't think like everybody talks about this brand, but I do think that she's had very pretty, very nice products. I love their highlights. They're beautiful. Kind of reminds me of Pixie in a way. So yeah, look at that highlight. That's beautiful. Okay, so the last brand we're gonna try today, actually we're gonna try 2 more. I'm gonna try the Haus Labs product, and I'm also gonna throw a little bit of this lip oil on because I'm interested in knowing what it is. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the celebrity brands are coming out now because a lot of their PR agents and their managers are saying, hey, no competition, you guys got the money, you should come out with your brands right now. Everybody's gonna be talking about it. There's really nobody else to talk about. And you can do so much with the money that you have right now that they're just like going crazy. It's kind of like, you know, like when real estate goes really low and all of the investors start like opening their eyes and like buying everything because they're like, yes, everybody else is like, I'm not buying anything. There's no money. But then the investors are like buying everything up. They're like, That's for sale, buy it. That's for sale, buy it, because they know that it's going to help them in the future. It's good deals. I wonder if like right now it's like launch your brand, right? Could it be? It's possible. So let's just go ahead and play with the Haus Labs lipstick. Ooh. I really have been dying to try this. It kind of reminds me of Huda Beauty's lipstick that she came out with, but this is like a real red color. Is it going to match what I'm wearing? I don't know. We're just going to go really chaotic today. I would like to put on a very nude lip today, but I'm just going to put this on. I should have lined my lips. Guys, that's so interesting. I didn't think that it was going to actually have like little speckles of glitter in it, but it does. I'm going to have to clean up these. I just cleaned it up a little bit with my brush. That's neat. I like that. That's super different. It actually has a really cool effect to it. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this in the winter time, like going towards like Christmas time. This is going to be really, really pretty to rock. It has like these little tiny glitters in it, but it almost makes your lipstick look metallic. That's a cool lipstick. I like this one. It's called Burlesque. I'm going to link it down below. But anyway, so this is the fun face of makeup that we decided to do today. I'm going to go ahead and play just a little bit with this Florence by Mills product. It's a Glow Yeah lip oil. I'm just going to put this on top. I don't know, maybe it'll make this a little glossy looking. Or maybe you're not supposed to put this on top of lipstick. Is this like supposed to be a treatment? I don't know. Maybe I should have read that. Lip oil, serious looks of hydration while adding pop of shine for that glow yeah feeling all day. No more dry lips. So I think, yeah, you can put it on top. I don't know. We'll see. I have to play with this on top of some other lipsticks and maybe even on its own. Hopefully the lipstick does not get on my teeth now. But I have to say, from a lot of the products that I use, I actually like a lot of these. I want to know you guys' opinion on what I just talked about today. What do you think about a brand launching a makeup line right now? Do you think it's smart? Do you guys kind of agree with what I'm saying? Also, do you think it makes sense that it would be celebrities because they have all this cash? I'm sure they're getting affected like everybody else, but if you really think of the people who could probably launch a brand in this type of climate, it would definitely be a celebrity or somebody who has pretty good amount of capital saved up that they can use, or a lot of investment money, because otherwise it would be very hard. I can see it being extremely hard right now. Let me know your opinions down below. What do you guys think? I'm really interested in knowing. And also, if you guys have a topic that you want me to talk about next month, leave me those questions down below and maybe I'll pick your question for next month's Get Ready with Me. But quickly, let me tell you guys about my favorite products. Okay, so let me just tell you guys, this Fenty product, I have never liked it except for today. There's something about using these two products together, the cream bronzer and this skin tint, that actually worked wonders. I also think putting the primer on helped a lot, and using the sponge helped a lot. So I think if you manipulate this, you can get it to work. Like right now, I'm not mad at it. I'm actually kind of saying, well, I might be able to use you. But the thing is that you do have to think. Like, I feel like I would have to say, okay, I gotta use this primer. Don't use a powder bronzer. Make sure you use the cream bronzer. It's also better to use a nice concealer that you know gives a really nice coverage, but also looks very skin-like the Rare Beauty one. All of these things are things that I would have to keep in mind when using this product in order for me to be happy with the way it looks like right now. The Kat Von D powder actually was really nice. I actually think the powder also helped because it gave a little bit of luminosity and it actually made my skin look really nice. So I also think the powder helped. So I'm going to start playing with using this Fenty product with different powders. Updates on that product. I'm going to keep using it. I'm not returning it. It's staying here. I'm going to keep using it. So the About Face from Halsey, like I said, interesting product. I do not think everybody's going to like this. If you like to do graphic liners, you'll probably love this, or using it as an eyeliner, it'll be good. This Haus lipstick, the Haus Laboratories lipstick, is beautiful. It's not for everybody either because it has glitters in it, and I do think it's a little bit more fun. Like maybe if you're going to do something that you want attention to your lips, like maybe during the holiday season or something like that, you might really enjoy this because it does have glitters in it. But it's really cool. I like it. This Florence by Mills lip oil is interesting. I think if you have dry lips, you might really like this because I put it on my lips and I do feel like, wow, my lips look very hydrated right now. So I don't think I skipped anything, but yeah, I didn't have a mascara from a celebrity, so I just used L'Oreal Lash Paradise. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Leave me your comments down below. Don't forget to leave me those questions. What do you guys want to talk about next month? I hope you enjoyed this subject, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.